Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sharon's Home and Garden. Today we are doing a taste test of tomatoes. This is my taste test video for 2019. So believe it or not, one of my most popular videos is my taste test videos. And I actually watch a lot of taste test videos as well, because it kind of gives you an idea of how these tomatoes are supposed to taste. It's a little windy today, so I've got my mic hidden. I hope that you can hear me, and you're going to hear the wind chimes in the background a lot. So where do we want to start? So much goodness. Let's start right here in front of me. First, tomatoes, Sungold hybrid. Now, I bought these seeds, it has to be 4 or 5 years ago, from this company called Tomato Grower Supply. I just happened to get a catalog from them, and I bought a bunch of seeds, and I have still been using these seeds. So if you're looking for a new seed company, this Tomato Grower Supply, I would recommend them because they have some pretty good seeds. Sungold is a staple. I think everybody loves Sungold tomatoes. They are sweet. I don't know if you could see that or not. Filled with juices, sugary, very sweet. I'm talking almost like this is tomato candy. Sweet. My only complaint about Sungold is they split a lot. I am getting kind of a fruity hint, but you know, if you have a garden, you need to grow Sungold. You get jillions of them, so don't worry about, they're all gonna split, and I'm not gonna have any tomatoes. You will have tomatoes, but they're so good. They are so good. Now, one tomato that I will not recommend is this one. It's Blue Creamberry. This is a Wild Boar Farms tomato, and it is supposed to be an heirloom. Super sweet cherry tomato, super prolific. It is very prolific. Delicate but complex flavor and a beautiful cream color with purple blue splashes on the shoulder. This is a Wild Boar variety again. Now, I will tell you, I will not grow this one again. I don't care how good it is, because you don't get any tomatoes. They all split. So I'm going to take my life in my own hands for you, and I'll try them. I cannot find a tomato that's not split. Very sweet. Less tomatoey tasting than the Sungold. It's more fruity than tomatoey tasting. It's a good tomato. It would be a good complement in a salad. It would be very good in a salad. But if I'm lucky, I get 2 or 3 off of a big cluster because they're all split. So we don't want tomatoes that split. Another one that I grew in a smaller variety is this yellow plum. Now this plum tomatoes are notorious for splitting, and this yellow plum does not split. It was a really good producer This yellow plum is very good. It's very fruity. It's got a good balance of acidity and tomato flavor. Very good all around plum tomato. What's next? I think that's all I need out of that basket. So another one of my little ones, and this is another one from Tomato Growers Supply, is this Sweet Pea Currant. This is a staple in my garden year after year after year. And I think I'm out of seeds. Oh, no, I have 6 of them left. So, it does not say it's a hybrid, so I could save some seeds. This little tomato, can you see them in there? Is the epitome of tomato flavor. If you want to know what the perfect tomato tastes like, this is what it tastes like. It's sweet. It's acidic. That was a really ripe one. It doesn't split. So it's very good. It's the perfect little tomato for salads. I just made a 7-layer salad and threw these in there right next to the peas. It's very good. They're sweeter this year than they were last year. Very good. Sweet Pea Currant. Another cherry tomato that I have is white cherry. Now this particular variety does split. It's got a little thinner skin, which is why it splits. Very fruity. Not a real bold tomato taste. It would be a very good complement to the Sungold. These would complement it because this is super sweet. This is very citrusy. Very good. Very good. It almost tastes like a berry of some sort. Would I grow that one again? It doesn't split as much as the blue cream one, but it does split. The plant grew very well. It was one of the first plants in my garden to get the late blight. I'm on the fence. I don't know if I would waste the real estate for it. The next ones, I bought these seeds in 2018 and I planted them this year. I probably bought them at the end of the year. And this is called Indigo Rose. And here's the seed packet. These are lovely tomatoes. I'm going to get up and show you these. Look at those. Aren't they beautiful? Very good producer. They have a true tomato taste. It just tastes like a tomato. Not real fruity. Just a really good tomato flavor. Now, Pinetree redid their packets, so there isn't a whole lot of information on their seed packets. They have bigger print on here for us old people. But, so I don't know what the profile is supposed to be, but it's just a really good tomato flavor on that one. I would definitely grow that one again. They're beautiful plants. The next ones I would call salad size. This is a staple in many people's garden. I got these free from Pinetree. but I've grown these before. They're called green Vernissage. Let's see if they taste like I remember. They are a little more citrusy, but not as much as I remember. Because I always tell people that they're a very citrusy tomato. I want to do another one. They're much sweeter this year. Now they don't pack as much of a tomato flavor or punch as some of the other ones. Again, they're pretty in a salad. If you're making a mixed salad of tomatoes, these would be they add a very pretty color to your salad. They do have a sweet flavor. They're not as citrusy as they have been in years past, but I'll probably always have these until I can find another green tomato that will replace them. I almost wonder if they are a determinant. It doesn't say on here because the plant has almost completely died. So it is mid-August here, and they do get the blight, the late blight. But the plant has almost completely died back. So I wonder if they're a determinant. I'll have to look it up. I'll put it on the screen down here if it's a determinant or an indeterminate. But since it died off, I'm guessing it's a determinant. But I might be wrong. You never know. One of my favorite tomatoes to grow is the German Lunchbox. This year they're smaller than they were in previous years. So you may have heard me say this before. They were developed to go in the lunchbox. They were supposed to be about the size of an egg. Last year they were. This year they're a little smaller. They have a little thicker skins. They're not as flavorful as last year. And try another one. This year they're just blah. They're not sweet. Well, they're not sour, but they're not sweet. They're not tomatoey. They're not acidic. They're just blah this year. It goes to show you how every year can be different in your garden. You can grow the same tomatoes year after year after year, and unless they're hybrid tomatoes, my guess is they're going to be a little different every year. So another one, I will probably grow that one again just because it's a really good tomato plant. So this is my next one, Brad's Atomic Grape. Another Wild Boar Farms. You know, the picture they show on the thing, it's a little different. I never get any that look like that. Look at this one. I got a double one. So we'll take this one. That's the ripest. These very good growers, this year very good producers. Go away, fly. Last year they weren't very good producers at all. It was my first year of growing them was last year. I don't have the packaged by date on here anymore. Last year they were, I ate all my yellow. They were the size of my plum tomatoes. That's how big they were. Look at the difference. Completely different than last year. See what they taste like. Yum. Yum. Wowza. Those are good. They're worth the $3.50 a pack. Actually, I think they were 5 something when I bought them. Really good. Sweet. Tomatoey. Just a little bit of acidity. Pretty thick skins. Very good. This one isn't as sweet as that last one. I have a feeling that last one was riper. See what the double one looks like. Interesting. The chambers where the jelly is, the tomato gelatin goo, are different. This one is more citrusy. It probably wasn't ripe because I just pulled it off of there. I would grow that one again because last year it was an epic fail. This year I grew it out of novelty just to see if last year was weird. So I'll grow it again next year just to kind of see what's going on. Okay, next one on the list is this bush Goliath. This is a hybrid tomato. I can tell you that my plants here are succumbing to blight really bad. I'm just letting a few tomatoes that are on there ripen, and then I'm going to yank them out. I also planted one of these at work. I have a big, huge pot about the size of this table, and I put some pepper plants and a tomato plant in it, and this was the tomato plant I put in it because it's a bush tomato plant, and it only gets to be probably this high. And this was the one. Now the one at work does have blight on it, but not nearly as bad as here. So, pretty tomato. I won't grow this one again. It's too much trouble. Unless this is another wowza, I won't grow it again. Very acidic. Good tomato flavor. If you like a more acidic tomato and you don't have blight in your area, it's a good tomato. It's nice and meaty. All these tomatoes are going to go in a tomato sauce. Here's a little one that I just pulled off of there. We don't need to eat that one. Okay, my favorite tomatoes. These are pink Oxhearts. Any variety of Oxheart is a good tomato. I'm getting some this size, but most of them are this size. So this plant is a really good producer. Really good producer. So here's the inside. Oxhearts are a little more like a paste tomato. They're great on a BLT. Sweet, very tomatoey, just a little bit of acidity. They're my favorite tomatoes. The last, I think it was either last year or the year before, I grew strawberry German strawberry or strawberry Oxheart, something like that. And they were delicious as well. A little sweeter than these. The next one on my list is this Golden Girl tomato, which is a hybrid. I think I'm out of seeds for this one. I didn't get very many seeds. I have 1 or 2 left. I get a lot of tomatoes this size. It was the first ripe tomato in my garden. It beat even the little tomatoes. So, very early tomato. Beautiful orange tomato. Heaven. I wish I could bottle that smell and bring it out in February. It's not super sweet. It's a good tomato flavor. Nice acidity. Just very good, very good. I will definitely grow this one again. There's just a hint of sweet when you put it in your mouth, and then it kind of goes away. It's very good. Definitely grow that one again. We only have 1 left. 1 left. And this is Dr. Wyche's. So if you're going to grow this one, I would protect it from blight. Do everything you can to protect it. In one spot in my garden, the plant only got about 3 feet tall. In the other spot in my garden, the new side of my garden, it grew like a regular indeterminate tomato. So this particular one was a little later to get ripe. I'm just now getting ripe tomatoes from it. Beautiful yellow color. It's actually sour. Really sour. I don't know, maybe this one isn't quite ripe, but it's really sour. I don't like it at all. Hi everybody. Before I let you go, I wanted to let you know I found another Dr. Wyche's in the garden that was a little more ripe than that last one. And this is a little more yellow, golden-y color than the last one I tried. Yum. I don't think that other one was ripe. I don't know why I picked it. But this one is much better. Very good tomato flavor. Sweet, citrusy. It's a pretty good tomato. So I would probably grow this one again. All right, see you in a bit. Bye-bye. I have 2 tomatoes that are not ripe yet. One of them is this Abe Lincoln. This plant was very slow to set fruit. And so needless to say, it's very slow to ripen. I don't have any that are even close to becoming ripe. Another one is this Ponderosa Beefsteak. I don't have a picture of it. I just got these from Ray's Little Shop of Seeds. And this one is just beginning to ripen. I didn't want to pull it off and give it an unfair taste test with without it being ripe. So I'll come back and taste those ones in another video. So that's it for this year. That's all the tomatoes I had. I hope you enjoyed this tomato taste test, and it kind of gave you an idea of what you would like to grow or what you would like to try. I usually like to try at least 2 or 3 varieties in my garden every year. I watch these videos just like you do, and I love when someone says that they have a really good tasting tomato. I love to buy those seeds and figure out if I like them as well. Now, as you can see, from year to year to year, your tomatoes may taste differently. And, you know, that's the fun of gardening. That's why we garden, because we like to experiment. If you want a tried and true tested tomato, I would go with the hybrid tomatoes, because they are bred to get the same tomatoes every time. But with some of these heirloom varieties, you never know what you're going to get. You know, how much sun you get, how much rain you get, how warm it is. Everything is a determining factor in what kind of tomatoes you're going to get. Hi everybody, surprise! So it's a week later, and I am able to get this taste test on the end of this video. So this is the Abe Lincoln Beefsteak tomato. I've got quite a few of them on here that are this size, which is a pretty big beefsteak. I actually have a scale here, because I'm going to be canning tomatoes, and I had to weigh them out. So this is 1 pound 2 ounces, this particular tomato. And I'm gonna taste it for you. It tastes like a beefsteak tomato, like what you want a beefsteak tomato to taste like. Lots of acidity, not too much sweetness, good tomato flavor, although my preferences would be a little more tomato flavor, but it's a very good tomato. Very good. It doesn't get real tomato orange. It's more pink. And this one's been sitting off the vine for 2 or 3 days. So this one is called a Ponderosa beefsteak. Most of them, it's a plant that yielded a lot of tomatoes this size. So this one is 10 ounces. So let's take a little bite here. Completely different from that last one. This is bursting with tomato flavor. Just bursting. A little bit of acidity, not much sweetness at all. These two both have the same amount of acidity. This one has more tomato, the Ponderosa has more tomato flavor than this one has. Both very good. They would both be very good on a BLT. Today they're going to go into sauce or into hot packed tomatoes. So that's it. I was able to taste test each and every one of my tomatoes. Some I'll grow again, some I won't. Some I may grow again just to see the difference between this year and next year. Just like some of the ones I have are different that I grew last year to this year. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Happy gardening, everybody.